Twin Diaries.
Yes. Sorry if I sound weird. I'm kind of sick.
She's sick.
So.
She's been sick for like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Final did this to me, I swear. Like, I've never been sick in years. And then I get sick and it lasts this long.
Immunity on fleek. Everybody's been trying to bring me down, but still not sick. Knock on wood.
Yeah, do that.
What we're going to talk about today is how to get into nursing school, because I just got in. And so now, since we're both going to be in nursing school, we decided that it's a good idea to make this video.
Yeah.
So, the first topic.
So, the first topic is to make sure that you're taking school seriously. Like, I know a lot of people, like, joke around and they're like, oh, I want to be a nursing major and blah, 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 and then you never even make it out of, like, the pre-nursing classes or even, like, your core classes because you're too busy playing around.
Like, go ahead and get into your head. It's hard because if you think about it like, oh, you know, I just want to be a nurse, it won't be that bad. Like, studying is studying. No, like, get into your head that you're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure you get into nursing school. Because I feel like if you put it like that and, like, know that it's going to be hard, you're going to go above and beyond what you normally would for any other class. So, just understand it's going to take a lot of time.
Right. Make it a priority.
Okay,
so number 2 is, like, if you have certain schools in your head, make a list of all the schools that you plan on applying to, map out all of the classes that
what they need.
Yeah, what prerequisites you need, and what tests they want you to take, whether it's a TEAS, or you don't even need one at all. Just make sure that
you know everything that you need to apply.
Right.
Because applying and then once you're in it is two different things.
Right.
Like when you apply, they'll be like, you need to have this, and this,
right.
put it all in a packet, send that in. But when you actually get in, they're like, okay, so now you need to get this, and this.
Right.
So,
and they'll give you time for that. But you need to make sure that you know what you need to get in, because even when I was applying to my school, I didn't even realize until the very last minute, don't even know how that happened, that you need like this specific class.
Like a statistics class you have to take, right?
No, I had statistics, and every other school that I was applying to accepted statistics. This school was like, you need to take personal finance. What am I going to do with personal finance? Like, that was not even on my list of classes to take. So I actually had to take 22 hours my last semester just so I could take that class to make sure that I can get into that school. And that's currently the school that I'm at, so go figure.
Yeah.
So
just make a list. So like have like what I did when I was looking for all these schools to apply to, especially because I was doing it so last minute. I had to technically go off of when their application date was. So a lot of the schools' application date already passed. Like I legit had 2 months to like apply to these like 2 schools that I applied to. So make a list and put everything that you need to have, and then give yourself that time to get all that stuff done. But I would say to give yourself more time. So for example, if you have to take the HESI or TEAS, you have an option to take it more than one time, because you don't know what you're going to get on that first
which is true.
It's like 3 months I think you have to wait.
Yeah,
after
you
you
don't
take
want
the test
to
the first time.
And then it's just like there's nothing you can do because you don't have enough time to retake it. Because none of them have like you have to have a certain like gap before you can take it again.
3 months in Texas.
Okay. So 3, be competitive in the school that you're currently at. It does not matter if you're at a JUCO or like as a community college or university or wherever you're at. Like, take it seriously and be competitive there, because you will get recognized for it. And you also want to show that you take school seriously, because nursing is a serious field. Like, you don't want to play around in somebody's life. So just show them on paper, because that's all they're going to be looking at, that you're a good fit because you're smart, because you're dedicated, and because you care enough to take the extra mile to get those good grades.
Yeah. Definitely be competitive. For example, people get into nursing school with C's and all that kind of stuff. That's literally the lowest you can get in those schools. But just imagine all the people who are like trying to get into nursing now. It's like more and more and more competitive. So just think, by the time you get in there, or like just think about all the people that you know that are trying to get into nursing. Like, you don't want to feel like I may not be good enough to get into this class. Like, try your hardest in these classes. Don't just be like, I just want to make a B, or I just want to make a C. Like, a B is good, it's good, but like, don't settle. If you know that you can give more to that class, you can get an A, get an A. Because that's what I did. I got A's because I didn't want to have to sit here and be like, oh man, this person is gonna have like 6 points for getting an A, and then I got a C, and I'm only gonna get 2 points. Like, I didn't want to worry about that.
Yeah.
So points go a long way when it comes to
and especially this brings me to my other point. Make sure that in your science courses, you are really taking it seriously. I mean, it's another thing if you like got a B in history and like a B and whatever, but why would you want to get a B in that? Because it's already an easy class. But I'm just saying, like, if anything, your science courses, you definitely have like high scores because they're mainly looking at those courses at your on paper.
Yeah, they really do. Like, they'll have it separately to where they're going to be, like, these classes, and it's going to be, like, AMP 1, AMP 2, microbiome, chemistry,
and
whatever.
To those and look at what
and they want you to actually write what you got in that class, and they want you to send your transcript in so they can look at what you got in that class. Like, they don't even care, really, what you got in all the other ones. They'll just look at your cumulative GPA if you have a degree and say, like, oh, as long as it's above a 2.5, you know what I mean?
And just remember that when the admission process, imagine how many applications they get. So they go through a, like, thing where they can cut people off. So they'll look at certain things. If you don't have this grade, swipe, we're going to, like, knock hers out so that they can make their actual list shorter and then go through those, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So just try to remember that. Because they're not meeting you in person. You can't woo them with your personality. So just do what you can.
Unless you do get an interview process.
Yeah, but even then, you got to make it to the interview process first.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, and when we're saying that with our next point, your school, almost every school has an honor society. Even my JUCO had an honor society. When you get those good grades, they are like 99% of the time going to ask you to join. So if you do, like in Texas, they had a box where you could check if you're in it, and it was like called Phi Theta Kappa. But I also know that when you get into, if you're at like a university, they have those as well. Just make sure that if you do get into it, like if they offer, go ahead and accept it, because that's something you could put on like awards and organizations, and they're gonna look at that because the only way that you can get into an honor society is if you have like great grades.
Yeah.
So
have to.
Okay, so next bullet point is make sure that you are working or volunteering in activities because it looks on an application. So I don't know if you want to like speak about that.
Yeah, I would say definitely volunteering, but if you can actually work as a CNA or a tech and actually get your license too. Like, sometimes there's, like, classes you can take for 8 weeks so you can get your license. I would recommend that you do that because when I was looking recently, because I know, like, she's been in school for, like, 2 years now, or a year.
A year.
When I was looking to apply, a lot of those schools were now letting you check boxes and saying, do you have your CNA license? Or have you been working as a CNA or a tech for a year or two? Check this and you get more points on your application. So that, like, anything that'll get you more points you want to do, and that's actually, like, requirements in certain states, like in North Carolina. So if that is an option, I would definitely say go the extra mile and do that because it'll help you in the long run. And then it'll also just help you figure out if nursing is really for you. Trust me.
And then all of the BSN ones that I applied to, they didn't ask anything about being a CNA or anything, but regardless, what I did was make sure that I got a job in the medical field just so they see, like, okay, well, she really is trying to expose herself into the job that she's technically trying to get into. Like, I used to volunteer as a patient care tech at the hospitals that were in the city where I went to college. So there's so many different things that you can do to try to get a job. You could be a scribe. Like, I could do another video on different jobs that you could have while you're in school to kind of expose yourself to that, but that's just another important note. And last but not least, I think that only one of the schools that I applied to had this, but just make sure that you have like an intriguing essay because that's kind of the only portion of your application where
they'll get to know you.
You can actually show your personality and talk about your life and talk about like what made you the person that you are today. So if you have that option, like I would definitely make sure that you showcase that and just show that you're a great all-around person.
I agree. It'll help people realize that you're going into the field for the right reasons and not really going into it for the paycheck like some people do. Because that really deters or like helps you determine who's a great nurse and who's just a nurse there to get the paycheck. So
that's correct.
Yeah.
So that wraps up all of our points for getting into nursing school. And if you guys do get in and you took any of these notes, please let us know. We'll be super excited for you guys. Like, I'm super proud of my sister for getting in.
Please, one of the most important ones I can't stress though is please make sure you get a good like HESI or T score.
Oh yeah.
So if you know you're not a good test taker, give yourself the time to study for that test. Give yourself the time to take the test, and if you have to take it again, give yourself that 3 months to be able to take the test again. Like, really try your best on those tests, because those, like, you could have gotten C's in your other classes, but if you have like an amazing HESI or T score, they're like, oh, okay, we need this student.
Yeah. So. And especially if you know you're weak in a subject, go that extra mile. If you can hire a tutor, hire a tutor. If you know somebody that's like your friend and she's super good in math, get her to help you. Like, that's something that you definitely need to work at. If you know your weak points, start from there, then go towards the easier things. Like, if you're good at reading, then study that last. So, well, not last, still study it, but just
study it last.
Just study it
Start
last.
with the stuff you're that's harder for you. But we have a whole nother video on the HESI, which I'll link it in the description box below. But thanks for watching the Twin Diaries. How to get into nursing school. I'm Sana.
I'm Shauna.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, let's just do that because that was just super awkward. I was making like an awkward face. Okay, but
still recording. Yeah, okay.
So that's all we're going to be talking about today, guys. Thank you for watching.
I'm Sana.
I'm Shauna.
And this is the Twin Diaries. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.